Oh yeah, Grenada, Carriacou, PD Monic, and the world. Welcome to another Mikey Live. This is, folks, where it all happens. We are talking about the good, the bad, and the Mikey. Now, it's always my pleasure to be on the program with you, telling you about what's making the news here in Grenada, in the Caribbean, in the region, and the wider world. Folks, we call this news discussed, not told. We're going to tell you everything that we have to tell you about, in terms of the breaking news now. You get it right here on Mikey Live. Now, in tonight's headlines, more protest action next week. Crash today at Grand Dance. Mrs. Emma Williams removed as a principal. It's a very interesting development from Carriacou. Busmen may join in protest action. Time will tell. Now, man charged with brutal murder of a 15-year-old will be sentenced on Monday. Baby dies, mother wants answers. That happened in Guyana, and the police officers or fire officials investigated for stealing items from crashed plane. That's in Guyana. An ex-cop found guilty of unlawful sex with a 12-year-old in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So we have a lot more to tell you about right here on Mikey Live. We want to encourage you to share the program with your family members and friends, because this is where it all happens. We're talking about the good, the bad, and the Mikey. At this point, we'd like to welcome the folks tuned in on WPG10, that's cable channels 10 and 11, standard definition 10, high definition 11. And as well, we'd like to say welcome to the folks who are viewing via YouTube and, of course, our Facebook viewers. Now, folks, we'll take a short break and we are coming back. Now, when we come back, it's real news in audio Lili Lolo. Now, we want to remind you that the headlines was brought to you through the kind compliments of Duty Free Caribbean and Colombian Emeralds International.
And so it begins. A journey like no other. Jungles so lush, they make emeralds jealous. Water that sparkles like diamonds. Mountains with more facets than precious gems. This is where good times are had, where love is strengthened, where memories are formed. And when it all comes to an end, bring home something that will never fade. Colombian Emeralds International. Bring home more than a memory.
The Ministry of Youth Development, Sports, Culture and the Arts present Youth Week 2018, empowering our youth, shaping our community, protecting our future. The week of activities kicks off on Friday, November 9th with the Minister's Address from 8 p.m. Saturday, 10th November, Health Fair, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Cuthbert Peters Park War, and the Fitness Revolution, 3 p.m. Concord Junction. Sunday, 11th November, it's the Peace Concert, Grenville Bus Terminal. On Tuesday, 13th November, ministers meet with the youth at Her Majesty's Prison. Thursday, 15th November from 5 p.m. it's the Imani Graduation, Youth Awards and Gala. And on Friday, 16th through the weekend, it's the National Youth Service Weekend. Every parish get involved. And on Saturday, 17th November, it's Youth Expo, Explosion Fashion and Cultural Day, 2 p.m. until at Hero Square, Victoria in St. Mark. So remember, Youth Week 2018, November 9th to the 17th.
Stay home, make it do it. for partying. Start the thing, give me the leeway. Back and I'll start on the freeway. I'm feeling as if it's my B-day. Let me unheard the vibes and come alive. Because we get steady, yeah. There cannot be nothing.
It's November. Quartz Black Friday preview sale continues with crazy doorbuster deals. Save big on new products every single day. Why wait? Get what you need today during Quartz Black Friday preview sale. Limited stock available. Offer valid from November 12th through 16th. Quartz Black Friday preview sale. Crazy doorbuster deals every single day. See in-store for details. Don't miss it. Quartz, bringing value home.
The National Cultural Awards and Dinner, Saturday, November 24th.
Radisson Ballroom at 7 p.m. It's a red carpet event honoring our cultural icons.
An expression of appreciation for their contributions.
Join with us and celebrate their great works. Limited tickets available for $150 at the Grenada Cultural Foundation. Call us on 435-2839.
Dress formal and share in the experience. Feature speaker, the legendary Paul Keynes Douglas. The National Cultural Awards and Dinner, a Grenada Cultural Foundation initiative, supported by the National Lotteries Authority and the Grenada Tourism Authority.
Alrighty, thank you very much, folks, and let's just get right into the news for tonight. Again, for those of you who are just joining us, welcome to another Mikey Live. Now, first things first, people. You know, one of the things that were happening today, it was football. Grenada, boy. You know, finally, people. Finally, we win one. The Spice Boys, national men's team. It has recorded its first victory in the CONCACAF Nations League. It defeated today St. Martin 5-2. You understand? All in the game. Grenada capitalized. You understand? Mash up the place. On weak defense, we mash up the place. So right now, we're looking pretty. We have won one. We win one. 99 days for the thief, 1 day for the watchman. You know, we imported some players and things like that because we needed to do that, some of our own. And we make good on our promise that we were going to mash up the place. Today, a lot of attention was placed in Grand Dance when a vehicle with a relatively new plate crashed into a pole at the Maurice Bishop Highway. Now, what led to this incident is still a bit sketchy, and so all we are willing to say to you tonight is at least that the incident happened. All right, no fatalities or so was recorded from this incident, and we have to say, as usual, thank God for that. Traffic was somewhat disturbed for a while, but you know, it was able to be cleared up. And on a Friday, you know how things could be hectic. All right, so of course we wanted to share that with you. Okay, Miss Emma Williams have been removed as the principal. Remember we were speaking about that last week. We spoke to Minister Pierre about this, the Minister for Education, because first they were protesting on the streets and so on. So now we were able to obtain a copy of a letter that was sent to her, dated 12 November. You understand? Miss Emma Williams, principal, acting, all right, in care of Mount Pleasant Government School, Carrier Coup. In the letter it says, I am directed to inform you that on the 22nd of October 2018, the Public Service Commission terminated your acting appointment in the office of principal, Mount Pleasant Government School, with effect from November 1st, 2018, and revert you to your substantive office of Graduate 1 Teacher, Bogos Pre-Primary School, as of the same date. Please be guided accordingly. Signed, the Chief Education Officer. Now, when word of actions against her started circulating, parents and persons from the Parent Teachers Association took to the streets in Carriacou, protesting, saying that they wanted her back, they wanted her to remain in the position that she was in. This all stems from a dispute which involves school uniform. This is our interview with the Minister of Education.
Okay, so that stems from the situation at that school, which is Mount Pleasant Government School, on the 3rd of September 2018, where students at that school would have showed up in 2 different uniforms. The school would have indicated its intention to change the uniform. That's prior to September 2018. The ministry would have learned of the process that the school started and would have expressed its concern as to the process and the way that the school was going about the change in uniform. What the Education Act says, what the law says, is that for a school to change its uniform, it must have written permission from the Chief Education Officer. We reminded the principal of this, and the principal indicated that she is fully aware and that they intend to write to solicit permission from the Ministry of Education. The letter did come, and the letter came from the PTA, and she was reminded that a letter like that cannot come from the PTA. The PTA does not run the school, the principal runs the school. And so the ministry would have responded to the principal, reminding the principal of what should happen and what should not happen. Subsequently, as I said, the 3rd of September, I would say serious disorder. You have students in different uniforms showing up on the 3rd of September. We would have asked the principal to restore order in the school. It appears that she is not able to do that. She indicated that the PTA has taken over the situation and they are the ones who are leading the process of changing the uniform, and she doesn't seem to be able to bring the situation under control. So that is where it's at this time. The ministry is firm in its position. The order in the school must be restored. There's a uniform and students of that school must be using that uniform.
Okay, so is there a process on the way now to have the principal replaced?
The ministry has indeed written to Public Service Commission asking for replacement of the principal in light of the conversation with the principal. The conversation with the principal more or less convinces one that she is not able to lead the school at this time as it relates to the whole issue of leadership and the management of the situation at the school. In other words, the Parent Teachers Association, based on conversation with the principal, is dictating what happens and doesn't happen at the school. As a matter of fact, when the ministry would have written to the principal asking to restore order, there was the circulation of a note at the school to students asking whether or not the directive of the ministry should be followed. And this is totally unacceptable.
All right, so thank you very much. That was the Minister for Education, Honorable Emmeline Pear, explaining the situation to us. All right, people, we implement a new thing on the program. Anytime you see we doing certain stories and people start to get all emotional about the stories, your screen go catch a fire. Your screen go start to light up. And I'm telling all you. So anytime I start to get emotional and writing about stories and things like that, all you go see all the screen just light up a fire. So there we go. One of the biggest stories happening in Grenada right now people. Public sector unions, the GUT, the Public Workers Union, TAU. They had a press conference today, people. They had a press conference today. And they were making some announcements. Major announcements, people. You understand? On your screen, some people might be able to read it based on the size of all the screen. Yeah? But this has been sent out to its members, a formal announcement, subject or titled "The Struggle for 25% Gratuity." You understand? With today's date sent out to members. Please be advised that the Union and Staff Association, UNSA, which includes the Grenada Public Workers Union, the Grenada Union of Teachers, the Grenada Technical and Allied Workers Union, the Royal Grenada Police Force Gazetted Officers, the Royal Grenada Police Force Welfare Association, and Her Majesty's Prison Welfare Association will heighten industrial action on Monday and Tuesday of next week, the 19th and the 20th, people. So they had their press conference today, and they are saying they are not backing down. They are saying that it is time for more protest action. And so they have met and decided a way forward on the business. Listen to this.
On Tuesday, 20th of November, there will be a mass meeting and rally specifically designed for public officers at the moment, and that includes the Technical and Allied Workers Union, that include the Public Workers Union, that include the Grenada Union of Teachers. We shall assemble at the National Stadium, Ring Road, close to Petrocarib building. And from there, we shall make our way over to Tantin, where we will hold our rally. Yes? And therefore all workers in the public sector, represented by all of our unions, are asked to report at 9 o'clock on the morning of Tuesday, November 20th, for that activity. We are also inviting any other members of the public who may have interest to come along. And at the right time, which shall not be long from now, all our members in the private sector, because this is not a struggle about public sectors. The government has brought it here. This is about the rights of workers to be respected, and action designed to ensure that no employer can wake up one morning and unilaterally change any agreement that we have. So this salvo will be the activity, the march. But that's not all. On Monday, because Monday comes before Tuesday, you may wonder why I go to Tuesday. That Tuesday is a big thing. On Monday, all the unions in the public sector will also be involved in no work. And let those that threaten us go ahead. As we have said, no one must entertain, much more to threaten, to think about threatening us, about exercising our fundamental right. On Monday, the 19th, our public officers will be engaged in similar activities that took place on Tuesday, Wednesday, on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So there will be a repeat. It starts on Monday. We heighten it on Tuesday with that mass public sector march for pension. It's a march for pension and gratuity, and specifically gratuity, because what has brought us here is the government reneging. And let us get away from just blaming or zeroing in on the Pension Engagement Committee. I feel sorry for them. My heart goes out. Our collective heart goes out to the Pension Engagement Committee because we believe that they are good people. We know that they are good people. We have dealt with them in the past. We have never had the cause in the past to doubt Ms. Isaac. She's a hard negotiator. We respect her for that. But it's rather unfortunate what they are doing to her. But that's her part to handle. The government must take full responsibility. It was the government who directed them to sign the MOU. It was the 18th of February, just before a general election.
All right, so folks, that's Mr. Andre Lewis, is the president of the Technical and Allied Workers Union. Now he says as well, they are extending an invitation to police officers, well, not the police officers, because you know them police officers can't go on the street like that, but saying that they're also bargaining for the police officers, and so are asking family members and friends to be part of this fight.
Therefore, colleagues, as we have said, Monday, the action continues. Tuesday, we go into a mass rally and march of public sectors, primarily public sectors. At the same time, let me use this opportunity to make an appeal to the family and members of the Royal Grenada Police Force and prison officers. We know our colleagues cannot be on the front line, but we give them the commitment to them and their families that everything that we are doing here is for them. And therefore, family members are all welcome to participate in any of the activities that we are having.
Thank you very much. But folks, he is not the only one who spoke today. The President General of the Grenada Union of Teachers, Mr. Lyden Lewis, spoke. He said that the workers, people, he said that the workers will decide what really happens on Tuesday. You understand what we're saying there? You understand? Listen to him.
On Tuesday, at that rally, our workers will determine the way forward. So we would ask our workers, our members, tell us the way to go. And if they say no work for a month, that would be the case. I'm not going to say what they would say. But I know from all indication and from all sides, they are prepared to struggle and they're prepared for the long haul because they understand the nature of the beast that we deal with. Certainly.
People, and listen to me now, man, that's not the only thing the man say. The man say, listen, if them people choose to try to pull out money from their pay or try to humbug them from certain kind of business and certain kind of business, they calling me popo. I ain't making it up. He said, listen, if they try to take with money and them kind of thing, we are filing a criminal charge, a criminal matter in the court against those who initiate the action. People are in court. Oh, good. Look how we burning up. That's what we're talking about. We're getting hot in the business. Oh, good. Fan it, all fan it. He said, all your players go mash up.
GOT has also decided to take this at all fronts, industrially and legally. And therefore, yesterday, we penned a letter to Mrs. Beryl Isaac and the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education on what we call the illegal attack on the freedom of association of employees of the government of Grenada. And in that letter, we indicated the breach of the section of the laws and the section of our collective agreement to deal with the withdrawal of our labor and the freedom of association, and that the law gives us the right, give members the right to associate and to follow lawful instructions as given by our union, and therefore workers should not be punished or intimidated in any way for the actions they have taken. And therefore, if the Ministry of Education and by extension Cabinet persists in trying to remove salaries, we will write to the Commissioner of Police and file a criminal matter against the Cabinet Secretary and the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, and we'll take it from there. Our intention is for government to recognize that the threat of withdrawing or punishing workers for industrial action taken is against the laws of the country. And so we have asked that the cabinet conclusion be superseded, cancelled, and that the appropriate letter of apology be issued forthwith, directed to the membership of the GUT. Failure to do so would result in us filing a legal suit against the persons mentioned.
Oh, yo, we had like gas, all you're telling me. So people, they have issued their warning. Oh, you got, hold on, let me cool down. All right, good. People, so they too have issued their warning. They are saying, listen, man, well, I don't have to say it for yourself. I don't even repeat it in. But like a nephew, you say we don't repeat it in. I ain't even repeat it in what I say. You understand? So people, let's see what happens next. The government has made it clear that the persons who are striking, the persons who fail to turn up to work, will see a deduction in their pay for this month. We showed you a letter on the program the other day where the instruction was given for the monies to be deducted. You telling me? Jano. Anyway, let's leave that talk there, you know what I mean? Because we don't really want to talk that kind of talk. It's Friday. On the shady program too, no? Or on the shady business. They said that they will be going to court should anyone attempt to touch their money. We ain't making it up. You understand? Well, you take your time with me too, you know. So, let's see what we're going, you know what I mean? All you, the Grand Dance Bus Association may be joining in the fight as well. We have seen a correspondence via social media from the Grand Dance Bus Association lending their support to the business. You understand? Lending their support to the business. I don't know if some of you, had the opportunity to take a look at the business. You understand? But here is a copy. Here's a copy of the letter. You understand? From the Grand Dance Bus Association. They are saying that should need arise, they are willing and ready. It says that the Grand Dance Bus Association stand in solidarity with the Grenada Union of Teachers in the fight. It is an unfortunate situation that they are in, and we want them to know they are not alone in this fight. We stand with them today and always strong and united, but most importantly, we stand as one in solidarity. Roger Tellisford, the president, you know what I mean? The president, they said, if called upon, we are ready. It's time to level the playing field. It's time to let them know that we are hard-working Grenadians too. It is time to let them know we have families to provide for. All right? So the Grand Dance Bus Association are saying that, listen, man, we ready. We ready. Folks, how are we looking for time? How are we looking for time? Now, you know, we just have a little indie papers segment. We're not going to stick too long with the indie papers segment because we realize we're not really much time on the program. And for the newcomers on the program, all the share the thing, you know. You know, we welcome all you, but here going on, share the thing. You know what I mean? So all you, general text and thing, share the program, now, man. So, let me go back on the business now. Now, this man who killed a 15-year-old was expected to be sentenced today, but it has been adjourned until Monday. 48-year-old. He's a resident of Mardi Gras, St. George's. He was charged in connection with the March 2016 murder of a 15-year-old schoolgirl. You know, according to reports, she was strangled to death and dumped in some nearby bushes in the village. You understand? They say after some 4 weeks of legal exchanges and so on, the case technically ended, and so now it is time for the judge to give the verdict. You know? No. Murray, in 2016, worked worked at the General Hospital, and he was also a garbage collector in the parish of St. George. He was slapped with a charge of capital murder in the 2016 death of the young lady. They said days after her body was found, Brittany Batiste, you all know that, Brittany Batiste, you know, the younger sister of his wife. They say that she was discovered by residents in the village 3 days after she went missing. No star. Now, according to an autopsy carried out on the body of the student, who at the time was a student of the Happy Hill Secondary School, her death was as a result of strangulation. You know what I mean? Yo, that one Jed, you know. Jed. Alright, let me lead that talk there. You know, let me lead that talk there. You know, earlier, a young lady called and she was saying about how her baby died and so on. She called me the day before, was giving me a whole history of how her baby died and they had to remove her uterus and so on, and how traumatic it was for her and all that stuff, you know. And this other story drew my attention a bit, and so I wanted to share it with you. Now, this story here involves a lady, a 37-year-old mother in Guyana. Now, she is grieving. You know, she lost her baby, and what she's simply saying, listen, man, she's saying she want answers. She want them to provide her with answers, but she ain't getting nothing. So she need appropriate answers that will make her feel better to understand.
Nearly 1 month after her newborn baby died, this mother of two is still struggling to move on. The baby boy was born at the West Demerara Regional Hospital on October 20th, but died 10 minutes later. Christina Scott of Neems, West Bank, Demerara, is blaming the doctors at the institution.
I was in pain. I called my sister at the same time and I talked to her. Yeah, and I told her that I get in pain and they don't want to come and check me. They say, I ain't ready yet to get the baby. I was on the ground, sit down. Couple girls was calling the nurse. No, let's go on the bed. She ain't ready yet. Well, I go in the labor room. When I go in the labor room, since I meet on the bed, the head was there already. Dr. Johnson is the one that pulled the baby out, pulled the child out, and the back was denting and the front here was gone in. The fingerprint show how the holy, no gloves, no nothing. To put you on naked on top. When he burned, everything was on me, you know, naked. When she, after the heading, denting and the back now, she told me that if I satisfied with that, she put the baby on the scale there, she wrap up the napkin, and I left the labor room bed and go and stand up for watching my child was crying. She go out the room, go out the room. Who you calling? I said, calling my husband. When he come there, the nurse hide the outside and lock the door. They was in there, so I don't know what I was talking. Remember, they done doing what they had to do.
Ultrasounds done just days before she gave birth to her full-term baby show that he was healthy and fully developed. Christina says the doctors have not given her any explanations about how her little boy died. Her husband, Chaitram Prasad, is demanding answers.
I need something to be done, because it's not right. I did well plan for my child already. Everything was okay with him. Even the night when she was going to get the baby, they test the heartbeat. Guy went there early and they said the heartbeat for the baby, so everything is okay. And everything, so I say, okay, well, I waited for my son to come home, and that's what happened. And I feel real bad about it. I was annoyed, you know. I was really annoyed. I had enough plans for my son already.
Plans they will never see fulfilled. Their baby boy was going to be named Eliza, and he was going to learn to take care of the family farm with his dad.
What we can do, we can't fight them because we have money to fight them, you know. And the law is a system. So what could be done is left on the administration part. You understand? Yeah. So I can't do nothing more. Because if you got to take a lawyer, you got to get money to take a lawyer. Right? So that's it. I'm waiting for the administration partner to do the best what they could do.
This family's story came to light after Newsroom reported on a similar situation which occurred at the same health institution where a 16-year-old lost her twin boys shortly after they were born. When contacted, Minister of Public Health, Volda Lawrence, says she will probe the allegations being leveled against doctors at the West Demerara Regional Hospital. Davina Samaru, Newsroom.
Thank you very much. I thought that was a very interesting one. I mean, I saw the incident about the twin babies, this one, and then given that this young lady from Grenada, who is in Grenada, called and she spoke about her incident which recently happened, you know, where she had a baby. She was in a lot of pain. The baby, she wasn't full term, but she went in the hospital and then she had to do an emergency operation. They told her the baby was moving a lot, and then she said after the operation, because you know, she would have been put to sleep and so on after that, she woke up to be told that the baby died. And in addition to that, her uterus was removed because it would have seemed infected and so on and so on. And she was not really satisfied with the explanation in which she got. All right, so we are moving on. And as we are in Guyana, I think many of you would have heard about the plane, about the plane that crashed several days ago. A Flight Jamaica aircraft that crashed, emergency landing there. All right, now people, some fire officials, you know, from the persons from the fire department were being investigated for stealing. Would you believe that? Officers, you know, for stealing. And the officials, they are saying this is such an embarrassing situation for the country that moments after the crash, the people who responded first stole the people things, personal effects and so on. We're making it up.
The lowest of the lowest of the lowest of the bottom of the barrel. You can't get lower than this. It's really a shame for the country, a shame for the fire, a shame for the people wearing uniform. It's really a bad situation.
That was Invar Badesi, a Fly Jamaica passenger appearing on City News Toronto, expressing his disappointment after more than 3,000 Canadian dollars in valuables were stolen from his carry-on luggage. He is just one of several victims of theft who were on board the Toronto-bound flight. The alleged thieves, local firefighters who first responded to the scene after the plane crashed on emergency landing on November 9th. The Ghana government has since described their actions as reprehensible. In a statement, the government said the actions have blemished the reputation of the disciplined forces and the country. Badesi is one of over 100 passengers who all survived the violent crash, which left only 6 with minor injuries. He told City News that after about 14 hours, he finally received his hand luggage, but when he opened it, he could not believe his eyes.
When I opened it, I looked at it and I said, where's my my iPhone? Where's my chargers? Where's my battery pack for all this electronic stuff? There's nothing there. Then I kept digging in more, deeper and deeper. Hey, where's my pouch money with my belt with the cash in it? Look, it's not there.
The firemen were detained by the police, and some were released on bail. Meanwhile, the Jamaica Observer reports that passengers who have been stranded since the crash were up to yesterday unaware of when they will be able to get a new flight. There are reports that passengers in Connecticut and New York, as well as Canada, have been affected as a result of the incident. Davina Samaru reporting for the Newsroom.
Thank you very much. And that's I don't know, man. That one is interesting, right? So, you guys, what about the $400,000 hoax, the GoFundMe hoax? Now, a couple has been in trouble for that. You know, I think it was a big story in the U.S., you know, where they told the story about this homeless and so on. And so they were able to raise some good money. Good money, only to find out that the business wasn't genuine. It was a heartwarming story of a New Jersey couple whose GoFundMe campaign raised over $400,000 to lift a homeless veteran out of poverty. It was to take him out of poverty. But folks, it turned out that it was all completely made up to make people feel bad and give them monies. You understand? That was revealed in court on Thursday. All three persons involved were charged with massive scam. You understand? They had a GoFundMe drive in November of 2017 claiming that the vagrant had spent his last $20 to buy them a tank of gas when a car broke down along the I-95 outside Philadelphia. You understand? The couples, they tell a really good story. People, it caught the hearts of many, but authorities caught up to them, realizing that the story wasn't genuine. They raised $400,000, people, in GoFundMe funds. I never hear that yet. I'll leave in that story right there. Let's come back closer to where we stay in. Now, would you imagine someone who was given the authority to overlook the interests of people, to protect and to serve, has found himself on the other side of the law in St. Vincent and the Grenadines? A 32-year-old Eugene Noel, guilty. He was found guilty, you know, of 6 charges of unlawful intercourse with a girl under the age of 13. They said the girl was 12. He was slapped with 6 counts of unlawful sexual intercourse with a girl below the age of 13, you know. They said the man was having sexual encounters with a child, you know. Having sex with her January 13, 2014 once, February 3rd, having sex with her 3 times, and then February 14, having sex with her twice. Oh, so you saw? Well, people, he gets himself in some real hot waters, and is expected to be sentenced on December 7th, 2018. You know what I mean? Telling me all the shady program, some of all the shady program, no man, shady business. Folks, we also want to remind you that you can check out our website, MikeyLive.com, where you're going to find a lot of these stories. Some of all you don't even follow the page yet. Follow the business. You understand? Follow the page and check out the page daily, because that's where we'll be putting a lot of stories on the business for you. I want to say hello to my neighbor. She knows she is. Big up your whole self. You know what I mean? How you like the effect? I'm telling you. Jado. People, we had the weather and thing coming up for you. Let's just we could take a quick pick in the weather and thing, you know, but we have the weather and thing coming up for you. You know what I mean? And then we have the NR for you. Let's see what the weather, just a little brief thing of the weather, but we'll come back and talk about the weather in a moment. We take a quick break, and when we come back, people, it's more thing in all the little low. We have the national report. Take all the time.
It's that time again for partying. Start the thing, give me the leeway. Back and I'll start on the freeway. I'm feeling as if it's my B-day. Carry on, have the vibes and come alive. Because we get steady, yeah. They cannot be nothing.
Thank goodness it's November. Quartz Black Friday preview sale continues with crazy doorbuster deals. Save big on new products every single day. Why wait? Get what you need today during Quartz Black Friday preview sale. Limited stock available. Offer valid from November 12th through 16th. Quartz Black Friday preview sale. Crazy doorbuster deals every single day. See in-store for details. Don't miss it. Quartz, bringing value home.
The Ministry of Youth Development, Sports, Culture and the Arts present Youth Week 2018, empowering our youth, shaping our community, protecting our future. The week of activities kicks off on Friday, November 9th with the Minister's Address from 8 p.m. Saturday, 10th November, Health Fair, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Cuthbert Peters Park, War, and the Fitness Revolution, 3 p.m. Concord Junction. Sunday, 11th November, it's the Peace Concert, Grenville Bus Terminal. On Tuesday, 13th November, ministers meet with the youth at Her Majesty's Prison. Thursday, 15th November from 5 p.m. It's the Imani Graduation, Youth Awards and Gala. And on Friday, 16th through the weekend, it's the National Youth Service Weekend. Every parish get involved. And on Saturday, 17th November, it's Youth Expo, Explosion Fashion and Cultural Day. 2 p.m. until at Hero Square, Victoria in St. Mark. So remember, Youth Week 2018, November 9th to the 17th. National Cultural Awards and Dinner, Saturday, November 24th.
Radisson Ballroom at 7 p.m. It's a red carpet event honoring our cultural icons.
An expression of appreciation for their contributions.
Join with us and celebrate their great works. Limited tickets available for $150 at the Grenada Cultural Foundation. Call us on 435-2839.
Dress formal and share in the experience. Feature speaker, the legendary Paul Keynes Douglas. The National Cultural Awards and Dinner, a Grenada Cultural Foundation initiative supported by the National Lotteries Authority and the Grenada Tourism Authority.
Oh yeah, and folks, we're getting ready for the national report, but before we do that, we have to say a happy birthday to Kieran. It's Kieran's birthday, folks, so join me in wishing Kieran happy birthday to you. May the good Lord bless you. Happy birthday, dear Kieran. Happy birthday to you. We hope that you'll live to see many more birthdays to come. It is now time for the national report.
Government's plans and policies to be unveiled during delivery of the throne speech and presentation of budget next week. Details to this story and more in the national report. With the details to the news for Friday, November 16th, I am Leslie Ann Johnson. Government's plans and policies for further growth and economic development will be unveiled next week at the opening of the second session of the 10th Parliament at the new Parliament building in Mount Welldale. On Monday, Governor General Her Excellency Dame Cécile Lagrenard will deliver the throne speech from 10 o'clock. A media release from the Houses of Parliament dated November 15th states that Her Excellency the Governor General, by a proclamation dated November 15th, 2018, has scheduled the ceremonial state opening of the second session of the 10th Parliament of Grenada for Monday, November 19th at 10 a.m. Another media release from the Houses of Parliament, also dated November 15th, says Her Excellency, by a proclamation dated 14th November 2018, has prorogued the first session of the 10th Parliament with effect from 15th November 2018. And on Wednesday, November 21st, Prime Minister and Minister for Finance, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, will present the estimates of revenue and expenditure from 10 a.m. Both will be broadcast live on the Government Information Service. The government of Grenada has made yet another commitment to invest in the nation's youth. That commitment was made during the graduation ceremony of Batch 4 and 5 participants in the Imani program at Spice Basket on Thursday. Among the 620 young people who graduated from the program, many received awards for their performances and contribution toward youth development in the country. Training for the 4th and 5th batch began in 2016, and participants have completed training in life skills and on-the-job training. Prime Minister Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell told the graduates the onus is on them to shape and take responsibility for their future. He said it is the government's responsibility to ensure opportunities are made available for young people.
For those of you who were given the opportunity, as you know, there are many others that have not yet got it. So in effect, you are ambassadors in your own right. Because your success and what you achieve and what you have demonstrated will provide a catalyst for the government's initiative to provide more support to the young people of our country. In addition, friends, in our country, or in any government, there's one pot. There's one pot of resources available. And the government's responsibility is to ensure that every sector of the society receive their fair share.
Minister with responsibility for youth development, the Honorable Kate Lewis, says government continues to invest in the youth of Grenada through their many programs geared towards their holistic development.
I will forever be advocating for investment in our young people, because an investment in youth means that they can contribute to new markets, help to create more jobs and more opportunities to benefit our country and its people. As the Minister with responsibility for youth development, I want to live in a Grenada where the potential of every young person can be truly realized. A Grenada where each of you young persons sitting here today can achieve your dreams and be the best version of yourselves. We have many issues facing our country, and if we are to overcome them, we need to tap into the dynamism of our young people. We need to tap into every one of you here today to help us solve the most pressing problems we are faced with.
This is the National Report. More news after the break.
The gains and a preview of more gains into the Keith Mitchell administration's economic comeback story on full display in the nation's new state-of-the-art parliament from Monday, November 19th. 2 days that will allow the nation to see and hear the excitement in the Grenada economy that has spurred it on to be the fastest growing in the region. Monday, November 19th from 10 a.m. the throne speech is unveiled as new programs and policies of an achieving administration are outlined by Head of State, Her Excellency Dame Cecile Lagranade. Then, on Wednesday, November 21st, the 2019 estimates of revenue and expenditure are presented by Finance Minister and Prime Minister Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell from 10 in the morning, with unemployment plummeting to its lowest in decades on the back of 5 years of steady economic growth. Confidence remains high in the Grenada economy. Tune in Monday, November 19th for the throne speech and Wednesday, 21st for the 2019 budget. 10 a.m. live on national radio and television.
Continuing the news, one school in the west of the island recently celebrated the first anniversary of starting its school's safety club. The St. John's Anglican School Safety Club was formed in October 2017 to help students develop greater responsibility for their own safety. The program of activities throughout the school year include training in school safety, cyber and water safety, fire prevention, first aid, safety at home, and risk management. Annette Moore has details.
During the ceremony on October 30th at the school grounds, the gains of the safety committee and club were highlighted and awards were presented to all who contributed to the St. John's Anglican Safety Committee and Safety Club to recognize their contribution. Many, including the National Disaster Management Coordinator, Superintendent Sylvan McIntyre, were in attendance.
Be responsible, be safe, be respectful. Hey, hey, safety starts with you and me. Come on.
At the St. John's Anglican School, we believe in taking initiative, leading from the front. It was on this premise the birth of a new and vibrant club emerged from the safety committee under the direction of Miss Natasha Monroe. It is the first of this kind in the Tri-Island state of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Miss Monroe, we thank you.
It is really heartwarming to be part of what I consider to be a very historic moment.
The head of the Safety Club says that the Safety Committee itself began after a visit from past National Disaster Management Agency official Kem Jones in 2010. Jones presented a disaster plan for the school and guidelines for its development. The committee was formed to execute this plan. She says all the activities are endorsed by NADMA.
Over the years, we were able to achieve the following: drills such as evacuation, fire, flood, earthquake and tsunami. Erecting 2 additional exits in the school buildings. Training for committee members at the school level and at the national level for some.
It was only a matter of time before the Safety Club emerged.
In July 2017, the decision was made to form a club with the main intention of helping students to take more responsibility for their safety.
The St. John's Anglican School Safety Club was launched in October 2017. It comprises of 25 members and meets every Tuesday. Some of the club's achievements include visits to the NADMA headquarters, a workshop in disaster management, training in using handheld radios, and in developing family disaster plans, and a youth empowerment camp in Carriacou in 2018. Williams says the focus this year is on fencing the entire school property, repairing and upgrading their playground, reducing and removing unhealthy snacks from the school, preventing stray dogs in the compound, and the continuous training of teachers.
And everything they're saying, well, start it in the primary school, we have to start from the youths, But we have some teachers here in St. John's Anglican School who really go beyond the call in terms of safety, and I often say, after God is safety.
The legacy that you're going to leave here, the standards that you are setting. You said it in your remarks earlier when one of the persons mentioned that St. John happened to be the initiator of really wonderful and lasting activities, and this is one of them. This that you have started here will not remain in St. John. We would want to replicate that. We want to emulate this process or this activity throughout the length and breadth of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique.
For the National Report, I'm Annette Moore.
And that's the National Report. I'm Leslie Ann Johnson.
Alrighty, thank you very much, Leslie. And we understand that it's Donna Springle's birthday as well. So Donna, on behalf of the entire Mikey Live team, we want to wish you all the best for your birthday today. So everyone who has a celebration today, who has a birthday today or in the next few days, or would have had one this week, for those of you who had one this week in the past, belated greetings to you. Those of you who have it today, happy greetings. And those of you who may have soon, advanced greetings to you as well. Okay, folks, as we get ready to turn things down for the day, we want to wish you, your family members, and everybody else all the best, people. All right. The weather not so bad. We were told that we may get some showers, you know, early in the morning. So let's see what would happen. All right. We had some showers tonight, you know, intermittent showers. Nothing too much to talk about. All right. So yeah, and let's take a look at the precipitation on your screen right now. So there we go. All right. So folks, wishing you and your family all the best, and may the good Lord bless you. Remember that there might be people who would probably get you angry, and so but you got to think before you act. All right. Do not let anyone steal your joy. Don't let nobody draw you out. You know what I mean? Don't let no one draw you out. Stay within, who you are. All right, guys, and it's important that we establish this. Let's just pick up some people on the program. We have Wendy Springle, big up your whole self. Bigging up your baby CCS, Trevelyn, Nika, Jay, Josephine, Tammy, Suzette, Evelyn. Yeah, well, I see Suzette get back last night. Idris, Spice Girl, Esther, Wayne, Samantha, Allah, Ambassador Allah, big up your whole self. Yeah, Allah, I realize, yeah, Suzette have all the under manners. Big up Ezran. Alright, who else we have to say? Zaka, and everyone, Rayburn, Kyron, Tammy. Alright, and Kirin, and the Sweet Vibes, my sis, my mom, and everyone else on the program. We want to say thank you for joining us, and those quiet people. Yeah, big up Esther. Those the quiet people, I want to big up all you as well. You know, those of all you who ain't saying nothing, we know all the day. You know what I mean? So all you, big up all the whole self. We're gonna have some more news for you Monday, God's willing. But if anything happens between now and Monday, be assured that if it warrants this, we'll be back on the program to tell you about it. All right. So God bless you and your family, and have a great weekend. And the people on YouTube, big up yourself. The people at WPG10, big up yourself as well. Let's go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we all say big up Ann, Ja, big up Vero, Samantha, all right, Kathy. We all say Ja. No. Good night and have a great weekend.